Hello everyone, and welcome to Seymour Library's YouTube channel. In this video, we'll explore Hoopla. Hoopla offers access to an enormous selection of digital content, including movies, television shows, music, audiobooks, ebooks, and comics. Today we will focus on the Hoopla app. I will be showing you the app using an iPad, but Hoopla should appear the same on other smartphones and tablets. You can also access the app on Roku, Fire TV sticks, and more. Now let's get started. Open the App Store and search for Hoopla. I've had the app before, so it's in the cloud, but if you're new to Hoopla, just hit Get. Once the app has finished downloading, tap Open. You can choose whether or not to allow Hoopla to use Bluetooth. This will allow you to cast to other devices if you have them. I'm going to say OK even though I will not be doing that. You will then need to log in to Hoopla. If you would like further directions on setting up your account, you can view our eLibrary video or go ahead and tap the Don't Have an Account Sign Up button. We already have a Hoopla account, so I will be logging in. If you get a block asking if you want to save the password, that's up to you. I'm going to say not now. So now you should be all logged into Hoopla and ready to start browsing. I'll walk you through a couple of quick things. This is the Hoopla main page. This is the page that will show whatever you've borrowed. Of course, I don't have anything borrowed right now. And it also shows previously borrowed titles. So these were titles that I used in a previous video exploring the digital library. So now I can choose to browse video, browse music, or browse books. Or I can switch over to the kids section. When I tap on the kids, it will limit what I'm allowed to access. So if you wanted kids to explore the site freely and not worry about what content they're seeing, you can just choose that. And then if I browse, say, books, it's going to show kid-safe content. And I can hop over between audiobooks, comics, ebooks, but you'll notice that they are all kid-safe. I'm going to hop back to My Hoopla. You can see along the bottom of the screen, there's My Hoopla, and you can also quickly go to video, music, books, or search. I'm going to go back to My Hoopla, and I'm going to deselect the kids because I want to be able to access the full library collection, but that's what the kids focus looks like. Up in the upper right hand corner, you'll notice a little gear. You can tap there and it will allow you to access the settings. If you have another library card which also has access to Hoopla. You can switch between those accounts here in the library settings. Most of the time you probably will not need to worry about this part at all. But this is also where you can link to a streaming device. So if you had Apple TV or the Fire TV stick or any of those, you can actually cast from here. You can link that device. That's the settings. I'm going to tap back, and now I'm back to browsing. So here comes the fun stuff. So say I didn't know what to view, I can either tap here for browse video, or down at the bottom there's the video, and I can just browse through all the videos. When you borrow a movie, you will have 3 days to view it, and then it will be returned. So to borrow it, you would just tap into it. You can read the loan period here. You can read a description of the film. You can view more item information, like this is part of Masterpiece, it's published by PBS, the cast. There's tags down here for similar titles, so if I finished this and I wanted another film that was similar to it, I could tap any of these tags and search for a new movie. If this is what I want to borrow, I can just tap borrow. And that's now checked out to me. I can choose to play it. And the movie will load. Or I can go ahead and tap back into video, or say I wanted to look at something else now. Oh, you'll also notice up at the top of the screen, I can toggle between movies or television. So here are some of the television series that are available. These are usually done episodically, so let's see if I can tap into one. We'll just check this New Blood. So you'll notice if I go down here, each episode is going to be a borrow. So you do have to watch out for that. We only have a select number of borrows a month. So you may need to see how many episodes it is, and then know that, okay, this is 7, so you could get through this in the month and you'd have a couple of extra borrows. But those are limited, so choose wisely. If I wanted to leave the whole video section, I can tap into music and I can browse the music collection. There's a lot of like Disney favorites here and musicals, so you can see Hamilton is here. We also have The Greatest Showman. But then there's also some fun mixed stuff like the 80s mixtape, Grammy nominees from 2020. We have some James Taylor, Frank Sinatra. So there's a wide variety of music that you can choose from. I'll just hop into this so you can see what the listing looks like. So you'll see for music, you have a week to listen to it. This title is available for 7 days. So you can either download it or you can stream it. If you download it to your device, you can play it whether or not you're connected to the internet. If you're streaming it, you have to make sure that you are connected. If you're on a phone, know that it would use your data if you're not connected to Wi-Fi and you're streaming it. So it is something that you might want to download that so that you can take it on the go. This will give you the full track listing. It'll give you the information on the music. It will also give you the artists, who's it by, and related titles down here. So in this case, you have some other musicals. You also have Leslie Odom Jr.'s album since he was in the musical. And to borrow it, you just go ahead and borrow. And you'll see that now it says play, or down below that it says download to your device. So that is how I could just download it and I could play it on the go. And if I'm done there, I can tap right over to books. And now I can browse books. And you'll notice up at the top again, it is split, so you have the ability to browse ebooks, or comics, or audiobooks. There's a great selection of audiobooks with Hoopla. It can be a bit overwhelming, so if you're just browsing, be prepared to browse for a while. There are ways that you can filter your browsing. So right now it's set to popular. You can also go to recommended, or featured, or further. Let me see if I hop back out here. If I go up at the top right hand corner, it says genres. So I could choose any of these categories to browse by as well. I'm going to go ahead and check out an ebook so I can show you what that looks like. We'll go with 3 Wishes. For ebooks, you'll get 21 days to finish the book. And it's the same for audiobooks as well. You can read the book description here. It's about the author. This is actually tagged, so if you enjoy this book, you can actually tap into the author and browse the other books by them. And you can see a listing of similar authors here. And you can tap any of these names and you can get what books they have available through Hoopla. So now I'm going to tap borrow, borrow again. And now I can either continue browsing or I can go ahead and tap read. And then essentially reading the book is just tapping to advance the page. If you tap, towards the middle anywhere on the screen or in the middle, don't do either side because that'll just flip the page. If you tap in the middle, it'll open up this further menu where you can actually bookmark the page. You can view the table of contents or your bookmarks that you've saved. Or you can change the font, which is really nice. So if it wasn't working for you at this size, you can make it larger or smaller. You can also change the color background. I like it light, so I'm going to leave it. And you can change the actual font of it as well. So there's Helvetica. And you can see if that's easier for you to read. And then to close it, I just tap the X. So now I'm back to browsing Hoopla. And I will just quickly go back to my Hoopla and I will show you what these look like. So now I have 3 things borrowed, and you can see under Hoopla, Seymour Public Library, it says you can borrow 7 more titles this month. So keep that in mind, that it always tells you how many checkouts you have remaining, and it is refreshed upon every month. So even though the book 3 Wishes won't return until June, I'm still going to get the full amount of new borrows come June 1st. I'll just quickly show how an audio plays. So I've borrowed this. I'm connected to Wi-Fi. If I want to play it, I literally just have to tap into the title and then tap play. Okay, it's going to tell me a little bit about the music player, but I got it. It's fine.
Dense, impoverished and squalor, grow up to be a hero and a scholar. The $10 founding father without a father got a lot farther by working.
You'll see that it plays on the little bar here, and it will tell you the title. You can either tap to play
A lot harder.
or tap to pause. I've hopped back out to my Hoopla, and that is essentially how you can use Hoopla. It's very simple. Playing an audiobook works the same as playing music, so you would just go into it and then tap play and it'll start playing for you. And comics work the same way that ebooks work. So you can check out a comic and then read it just as a book. The only difference to keep in mind with comics is that you won't be able to play around with the font because of how it is image based, but the basic navigation remains the same, where you just tap the page to advance it. And at any time, if you have a title in mind that you really want to look for, you just have to go to search and search for it. And if it's available, it will come up. And again, if at any time you feel lost or you want to see where your stuff is, just remember to tap My Hoopla and you will be back there. So Hoopla is essentially that easy. I hope that you will give it a try. It's nice because it has simultaneous borrows, so even if I have Hamilton checked out, somebody else can check it out as well. You don't have to worry about that, and again, everything returns on its own, so there's no worrying about late fees or forgetting your book. It'll return. Thank you for joining me for this video. I will be back with more tutorials and how-tos, and watch for other great content coming from the library. Until next time, bye.